Hello and welcome to my Q&A with Richard. Today we're going to be answering a bunch of your questions from my Instagram. If you're not following me yet, I'm at lcoulterphoto on Instagram, and I'm gonna get started answering some of your questions. It's too bad we can't do it like Richard's asking me the questions, but he's not there yet. So the first question is, what advice would you give someone starting out in photography? Really good question. I think the most important thing is just to not get too hung up on like figuring out your style. Don't worry about if you do newborn photos or family photos or wedding. Just do a lot of stuff right off of the bat. Figure out what you love to do, figure out what you're good at, and then go from there. Right, Richard? Next question. I have to say I thought this was gonna be a lot colder, but apparently wearing a full piece silver snowsuit is very warm. How has it been being married to another photographer in the same genre as you? And how long have you been shooting? So how long have you been shooting is an easier one because I have been shooting for the same amount of time that I have been dating Taylor. When I met Taylor, he had a wedding coming up the next weekend, so he asked me if I wanted to be the unhired second photographer. So I came and shot a wedding with him, and that's how I got started, and that was 7 years ago, I think, almost now. So that's how I got started. How has it been working in the same industry as him? Honestly, it's been really fun working in the same industry as Taylor. We are able to bounce ideas off of each other and actually come home at the end of the day and understand exactly what we're talking about. I can't really imagine being in this industry and not being married to a photographer, or at the very least someone who somehow only works mostly Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. The industry in our area is really big. There's a lot of big wedding venues, so there's always plenty of work to go around. If you are a wedding photographer and you don't have a partner yet, probably just try marrying your second photographer. It worked out, didn't it, buddy? Next question is from Kelly Bailey, and she said, what are your personal life goals, not business related? So hard for me because I feel like so much of my personal life and my business life are intertwined. I think right now the biggest goal that I personally have is to purchase our first home. Taylor and I have been looking at houses casually for about a year, I would say, and we're getting into a less casual phase of that. So that's my next big goal, is to either build or purchase our first home. Come over here. Okay, well, Richard has decided that he would like to be here. Does your snowsuit come in gold? That question is from Joe, that owns Unique Concept, because Javana and I bought these incredible snowsuits in November, I believe, and they arrived about 3 weeks ago. So Joe canceled her order, but she had the gold version on order. But Joe, if it makes you feel any better, they definitely would not have been tall enough for you because it barely fits my shoulders and I'm 5'3". Okay, here's a good question. What is your favorite and least favorite food? Well, my least favorite food is quinoa. I don't understand why it exists. My favorite food is either, I love pasta. For the longest time, I had this extreme guilt over eating it, and then I just decided I was going to live my life. So I love pasta, and I also love guacamole. So I feel like those two things, not together at the same time, but those two things are in tie for my first place choice. Okay, here's another good question. Do you want any more pets? Yes, I do. I really want another dog, which is also another personal life goal, but also we really need to buy a house before that can happen. So yes, basically it's going to be like house, move in, and then like a week later, I really want to get another dog. Don't tell Taylor. Maybe 2 pigs as well, but that's future Lindsay problem. All right, I think that come here. This is how we end. Okay, well, this concludes my Q&A session with Richard the Bulldog. Thanks so much for watching, and like and subscribe. I still have no idea where this button goes, but anyways, I think it's like, subscribe. You should do that. Thank you. You're doing so good, buddy. No, not on me though. Richard is over the film life.